Today we have a big day ahead of us. Right after a big fat breakfast, we got going to Kaesong, a city about 2 hours drive southwest of Pyongyang, to check out the Demilitarized Zone, or the DMZ, the de facto border between the two Koreas. The reunification highway that took us there was another example of Juche's ideology's superiority over anything else. Just look at that road, 4 lanes of highway. Amazing. And not a car in sight. The commitment to environmental protection is stunning. Now that we left showpiece Pyongyang behind, we got to catch a glimpse, however brief, of the ever more grey towns that were off the tourist circuit. It was evident that the Juche economic successes were somewhat late in arriving and were mostly looking at empty concrete shells with none of the limited colour of Pyongyang. Oh. The guide once again told us not to take pictures because the locals are very shy. Yes, that was his reason.
And their dress is not so good, so that's why they're very shy, because of the shamefulness.
I guess locals can be shy from as far as 2 kilometers away. We are talking about seriously shy people here. When we got to the DMZ reception center, it turned out there was some sort of scheduling glitch and we were sent away for 1 hour until a guide was available. We were then taken to a museum in Kaesong, which was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, but come on, it's like middle age villages that I really want to see, and they take me to little Tokyo here. What the fuck?
Located about 10 kilometers west of the DMZ reception area, Kaesong used to be the capital of Korea during the Koryo dynasty, so the surroundings here are actually genuine. The museum was a proudly framed collection of random artifacts, as well as a mini shrine to the awesome leader.
This was international torch during the war. So along
Not the boobs! Not the boobs!
We were most excited about finding the blueprints for the North Korean weapons of mass destruction.
I found WMDs.
After all this fun stuff, we headed back to the DMZ and were given a quick rundown of its purpose.
2 kilometers away to the north, this the red one, that is the northern boundary line. Also 2 kilometers away from the military demarcation line to the south, that is the southern boundary line. So altogether, the area of 4 kilometers. 4 kilometers area, this is the DMZ, Demilitarized Zone.
The 4-kilometer wide, 160-kilometer long strip cuts the 38th parallel at an angle and serves as a buffer zone between the two sides. No heavy weapons are allowed inside of it, but as a bit of a funny paradox, immediately outside the DMZ, the place is not so demilitarized. In fact, it turns into an EMZ, or Extremely Militarized Zone. This is the most heavily militarized border in the world. North Korea keeps approximately 800,000 troops within 100 kilometers of the DMZ. This is because instead of a peace treaty, the North and the South only signed an armistice treaty, which means that technically the two countries are still at war. As a result, this has been an extremely tense front for the past 6 decades. Over the years, North Korea built up a massive military. While not particularly high-tech, the 1,100,000 active soldiers are still lethal and poised to spill into South Korea. They're balanced out by the smaller but very high-tech South Korean army and the 37,000 American troops backing them up. The two sides are kept separate by the 4-kilometer buffer, which is covered with approximately 2 million landmines on the south side and probably a similar number on the north. In other words, this is a very interesting place to look at. in 4x4 formations were loaded back onto the bus for the 2-kilometer ride to Panmunjom, a former village in the center of the zone. The road, one of the very few leading into the heart of this landmined and heavily guarded part of the world, was equipped with all kinds of quick-release traffic-blocking devices to prevent or heavily delay any land invasion. We could also see electric fences and razor wire everywhere. After being assigned a military escort, a guide, and a guard, we were taken to the center of the action. Once again, everything was in 4x4 formation, hurried, and go, go, go. First, we visited the building where the armistice talks took place.
Take a seat, please. You can also take this one. Take the seat.
당파는 1951년 7월 10일부터 시작됐습니다.
The armistice talks started from July 10, 1951.
2년 동안 158차의 번외 미팅입니다.
The talks were taken place for 2 years, on 158 times.
담판에서는 4가지 문제가 논의됐습니다.
They discussed 4 issues at the talks.
첫째, 군사분계선과 비무장지대 설정입니다.
First, to set up the military demarcation line and conform the demilitarized zone.
둘째, 중화 및 중전 기구 수립입니다.
Second one is to make the ceasefire and establish the armistice mechanisms.
Next stop was the building where the final armistice was signed. There was a short and apparently very exciting story about the UN envoy that didn't take his flag with him after he signed the papers, which now is a cause for celebration in North Korea.
This is the flag of UN that I'm the American kicker on the stage.
전식에 참가했던 미국 대표는 너무 급한 나머지 미처 깃발을 못 가져갔습니다.
He was so embarrassed at the talks, he forgot to carry the flag.
이렇게 되면 미국은
American side.
이 깃발은 미국의 침략성을 보여준 증거물로 여기 남아있게 됐습니다.
So he forgot to carry the flag. He ran away without the flag.
After this, we get going even deeper.
Good.